The Walking Dead is one of the most successful zombie apocalypse stories ever created, and it expands itself in a TV show with various spin-offs, video games, and even theme park attraction. However, its origin is in the brilliant comic book series written by Robert Kirkman and illustrated by Tony Moore and Charlie Adlard. Today, I want to dive into how this simple black and white comic book explores brilliantly the effects of the apocalyptic world on humans, from the simple horrific beginnings to the prolonged survival in this chaotic world, but also understand how these behaviors are not only created by this world, but in fact exposed by it. We start with Rick, a police officer waking up from a coma who quickly realizes that the world around him is not the one he remembers. This is set up about a month after the initial outbreak, essentially skipping the initial chaos, delving straight into the world after. He immediately seeks out his family, but arrives to an empty home and is instead struck in the head by a child wielding a shovel.
Oh, you're awake. We're just getting ready to have dinner. Would you care to join us?
Wait, what the hell's going on here?
Oh, sorry about my boy. He hit you over the head with a shovel.
Huh? What are you talking about?
He thought you were one of those things.
Things? You mean those monsters at the hospital? Who are you people? What the hell's going on?
Whoa, calm down there, buddy. This was all just a misunderstanding. My boy didn't mean nothing.
How did it all happen? What went wrong?
Wait a minute. Hold up. Damn, son. You don't know about any of it?
I was shot. I woke up at the hospital and I was attacked. Came home, my wife and kid were gone. The whole damn town was deserted. I didn't know what the hell was going on. You say nobody knows what caused it?
All media shut down after a few weeks. I haven't heard much of anything. After that, if they found a way to stop it, they haven't made it here yet. Those things are everywhere. A good blow to the head will take them out. That's why that boy whacked you with our shovel. Nothing much else seems to faze them. Anytime one of them wanders into the yard, we take care of it. We try to keep it quiet. They'd come after us if they knew we was here. Before they stopped broadcasting, they told us to relocate to the bigger cities. They said they could protect us all there. I figured I'd be better off taking my chances here.
My in-laws live in Atlanta. That's only a 5-hour drive from here. That's probably where my wife went. Thank God. If they're protecting the cities, man, I was so worried.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they're fine.
Well, I need a car if I'm going to Atlanta. Wanna go shopping? These two strangers are on the side of the many friendly faces who are only doing bad things to get by, but still retain that camaraderie to help those in need. This is something that leaves a permanent mark on Rick. Wanting to pursue his family further, he makes his way to Atlanta. There, he would see the true horrors of this new world. But it wouldn't take long for him to bump into another helpful soul, who saves his life, showing once again that even when humans have turned into literal monsters, humanity is still out there. Glenn takes Rick to camp, and we get to see our first look at a group of survivors. A diverse bunch made of small families and lonely survivors who banded together to increase their chances of survival. They're led by Rick's best friend and partner, Shane, the person the rest see as an authority figure based on his past as a police officer. However, with Rick's arrival, a power imbalance is struck as the members of the group also see him as a leader figure, something that would heavily affect the survival of this group going forward. Once the dead start killing, the winter creeps in, and hunger begin, the only way to survive with a group of people who are traumatized and frightened is with a strong leadership and good decisions. The people you once trusted and thought you knew are now truly revealed. Shane, stop! Stop!
What? What do you want? You come to rip my heart out right in my chest?
Shane, Jesus, what are you talking about? Be careful with that.
Go ahead and rip it out, Rick. I don't fucking need it anymore. Take it! Take it!
Shayna, can you please just put the gun down?
You really did it for me, buddy. You really did it. Oh, yes, you did. I'm nothing now, Rick. Nothing. I've got nothing, Rick. No friends, no family, no respect, no fucking life. This fucking world, this fucking godforsaken world of shit. There's nothing for me here, Rick. Nothing! I thought I could make it. I thought I could hold it out. Wait until they came and rescued us. They would have brought us nice beds and hot showers and fresh clothes. They were coming, Rick. We're going to be okay.
We still are, Shane. Everything's gonna be fine.
I can't live like this, Rick. I thought I could, but I can't. Thought I could, and I did. Everything was going so good. She would have come around eventually. I know it. She would have.
What?
Everything was so perfect. Until you came back!
God damn it, Shane, stop this!
No, Rick, this is the only way. This is what has to happen. You weren't meant to come back. You weren't meant to live.
Please, Shane, don't do this.
Don't hurt my daddy again!
Carl! Oh, son.
It's not the same as killing the dead one's daddy.
In the early days, trust in others still feels relatively okay, as Rick decides to trust the first bunch of people he meets. Tyrese, his daughter, and boyfriend. But this apocalypse reveals that there is always a hidden dark side to all of us, and it's only about what it takes for it to come out.
A couple weeks after this all started, the first time we ran out of food, we made a run to the country store about 2 miles away from our house. We got there to find the place torn apart. It'd been looted 3 times over. But there were stray cans all over the place. It seemed safe enough. So Julie, Chris, and I split up, looking the place over to find as much food as we could. There was this old man, gotta be at least 60. He was always sitting in the front of the store with his buddies, chatting away about God knows what. Nicest old man you'd ever meet. Always had a kind word to say. While we were separated, he got a hold of Julie, pulled her into a back room. Seems he'd been living in the place. He had no idea anyone was even there. This sweet old man. The first thing he thinks of when he finally sees other people. He tried to rape Julie. Had I been 2 minutes later when I found them, he'd have done it. I killed that man, Rick. I wanted to, but I didn't mean to. I beat on him and he died.
Jesus, man. Don't beat yourself up over that. You did what any father would do in that position. I may be a cop, but I don't let rules blind me to what's right or wrong, especially in light of our current situation.
I'm not beating myself up because I did it. I'm beating myself up because I don't feel bad about doing it. Yeah, the end of the world changed him, but look at how it changed me.
We see that survival is still all about a safe place to live and food to eat, but when the houses aren't zombie-proof and supplies are scarce, life on the road, scavenging, and hunting is the way to go. And as much as there are still amazing humans with relative protection and supplies, willing to even share them, it only takes time for different worldviews to push people apart.
Killing them? You've just been killing them!
We're putting them out of their misery and keeping them from killing us. Those things aren't human. They're undead monsters. They're trying to eat us, for God's sake. You don't know why. You don't even know what's wrong with them. Nobody does. We don't know a damn thing about what happened or what's going on. I know those things are trying to kill us. And the less of them there are out there, the safer we'll be. And I know it's not smart to have a mess of them pinned up not 30 feet from your goddamn house. We should go into that barn right now and shoot every goddamn one of them in the head. It's not safe for them to be here. We need to kill them before they kill us. My son is in there, goddammit! Your son? The search for a home leads to a prison, which is not the first place anyone would think of, but surprisingly this story shows us how it's actually a great idea. After all, it was made to keep people out, but also in. It is also a bit ironic that in the case that nobody wanting to be out in the world would all probably want to be locked up. Even prisoners that survived chose to stay when granted their freedom. In the wasteland, trust could end or save your life, and prisoners are usually the opposite of what you think of when looking for trustworthy people. But in dire situations, sometimes you have no choice.
You! It was you who killed them, wasn't it? You sick fuck! You killed them! They were just little girls. They didn't do anything to you. Nothing! Get off me! He deserves every bit of this, Lori. Don't you? You psycho son of a bitch! Don't you deserve this? He killed them, Tyrese. He killed a couple of helpless little girls. He killed Herschel's girls. He killed them. They didn't do anything wrong. And he killed them. He killed them. He killed them. He killed Herschel's girls.
Cutting the head off 2 children is one of the most evil acts imaginable. But what would you expect from a locked up criminal, right? Even given the nature of the perpetrator, this act somehow isn't extremely shocking or that out of place in this new normal, showing that maybe the apocalypse didn't really change people. Maybe it's just showing more of the raw human nature. In a world without the proper laws and justice systems, what would humans resort to when needing to deal with crimes? It'd be easy to revert to the old wild days of public executions and beheadings, but having lived in a more structured society, surely it would feel impossible not to try and maintain those rules, right?
I trust my wife is the only one against capital punishment at this point. We have to make an example of Thomas. We have to make the statement once and for all. We do not kill. We do not tolerate it. We will not allow it. That is our rule, our pledge. You kill, you die. No exceptions. Now, help me get Thomas up. We're gonna hang him.
Rick kills for the first time. And not only that, he believes hiding it from everyone is the way to go, breaking his rule and pretending like it was an accident. We get to see his true and only code. Do whatever it takes to keep his family alive.
You coping okay? I saw what you did. With Dexter, I mean.
Yeah?
I think you did the right thing. The way things were looking, that fool was going to attack us as soon as the Romans were cleared out. Anyway, who knows who he would have killed? Fuck him, you know. Still, kind of throws the you kill, you die thing out the window, huh? Maybe you should rethink your no-killing stance.
Yeah.
Rick clearly cares about the people around him, but it's slowly starting to show that his decisions will ultimately favor whatever he thinks is the best for his family. And the pressure of having others look up to him for decisions is driving him a little crazy. People in the group start questioning Rick's leadership and are afraid that he may be going too far, going crazy, being unfit to call the shots. But even after being beat up badly, he seems to disagree.
You kill, you die. That was probably the most naive thing I've ever said. The fact is, in most cases now, the way things are, you kill, you live. We have to adapt to this new world if we're going to survive. Have I gone a little crazy? Maybe. But so has the world. You don't want me to be leader? Fine. I don't care. I'm happy to be without the pressure. I'll tell you this right now, though. I'll do whatever I have to keep us safe. Whatever it is, I will do it. If you want to stop butting heads with me, if you want to get on the same page with me, understand that. But you have to stop the charade. You've got to stop fooling yourself. This is it. This is our life. We're not waiting here. We're not biding our time, waiting for what comes next, or waiting to be rescued. This is what we have. This is all we'll ever have. If you want to make things better, make this place better. We have to come to grips with that.
We are, Rick. That's what you don't understand. We are trying to reestablish life as it was. That's our goal. We don't want to become savages. That's what you don't get.
It's obvious now that I'm the only one sane here. We already are savages, Tyrese. You especially. The second we put a bullet in the head of one of those undead monsters, the moment one of us drove a hammer into one of their faces or cut a head off, we became what we are. And that's just it. That's what this comes down to. You people don't know what we are. We're surrounded by the dead. We're among them. And when we finally give up, we become them. We're living on borrowed time here. Every minute of our life is a minute we steal from them. You see them out there. You know that when we die, we become them. You think we hide behind these walls to protect us from the Walking Dead? Don't you get it? We are the Walking Dead.
He understood that when the world outside is sick and twisted, to survive, you also must be sick and twisted. When everything feels like it's getting on tracks at the prison, a falling helicopter triggers the attention of the group, and this would lead to the introduction of a new community. A small town was closed off and is inhabited by folks who gathered there in the early days of the fall and are now led by the governor. The self-proclaimed title already gives us a hint at what type of person we're dealing with, but it doesn't take long for him to show his true nature.
You fence off this area, make it safe, and then cart in a file of roamers for entertainment? Not very safe, Governor.
At first, yeah, we had a few accidents. Once we started feeding them, though, they got pretty docile. Not much of a threat now. Bruce, close that door, please.
Wait, you're feeding them? What the hell are you feeding them?
Well, stranger, we're feeding them strangers.
We're not gonna tell you a fucking thing because there's nothing to tell! Hey!
Close them! I don't think this motherfucker realizes just how serious the situation is. I'll get what I want. There's nothing you can do to prevent that. Do I make myself clear? How about now?
Only a true politician could be so deranged behind the scenes, but still pass as an actual good leader. After his brutal introduction, we get to see more of his political ways. From the classical bread and circus, with stage fight accompanied with zombies fed by outsider meat, him torturing people in the most disturbed ways for nothing more than his own pleasure, collecting the heads of people they kill, and not only keeping his daughter as a zombie, but feeding her as well. It's interesting how even in the end of the world, people continue to find themselves under the leadership of such horrible individuals. However, it is really quite simple, and multiple residents of Woodbury show us that if they're fed, have a place to sleep, and have protection from the dangers out there, they could care less what people in power are up to. This is something that is a consistent trait seen as more groups are introduced. It just shows that most humans with power, when given the right circumstances, will abuse it for their own benefit, and the masses turn a blind eye, especially when they're benefited by the actions of their leaders. The governor also shows us how quickly humans are willing to go to war. He wastes no time in torturing his prisoners, sending spies to gather intel, and manipulating his people to believe in his cause. What is his cause? Killing the people who wronged him and taking their territory and supplies. After determining that the prison is the only way to keep his family safe, and the governor is the only thing threatening that, Rick will do whatever he must to keep it. Brutally murdering one of the governor's best men, stealing and destroying his supply lines, engaging in killing any man that threatens their group, going to any lengths to fight this madman and keep his family safe. They end up in war, and as expected, the only outcome is loss. The only true winners are the dead.
The beginning of the long saga of Rick and his fellow survivors gives us a look into so much of how humans change when certain societal structures fall. The protected life you once knew is gone. Now you need to fend off human-turned monsters to keep yourself and your loved ones alive. You need to worry about every single meal, and trusting humans can be more fatal than ever. These things lead to people doing things they thought unthinkable. The moment there aren't any major forces to punish and keep people in check, it also brings out the crazy and evil hidden inside of everyone. And the only way to deal with the most disturbed out there? Doing disturbed things to them. In a future video, I'll cover the continuation of the saga and the further changes of human in such a horrifying world. After reading through all of this, I couldn't help to notice how it never felt like the apocalypse actually truly changed any of these people, but more exposed their true raw nature. All of the disturbing things people do in this world is what people are very much capable of doing in the real world, but are restrained from doing because of the way we live, which is for the better, of course. All of this is still a part of humanity, and when things get dark, humans are more complicated than we would like to admit.